welcome to 2025. It's a brand new year, and we have got a special guest just for you today. Welcome, Jaani Peuhu.
Right here. For reals.
Right here, right now.
In the flesh, right there. Jaani and Ben have been working on some new songs for the new record. And so we're going to talk about that today.
Gladly. Yeah, it's been so much fun here.
What have you guys been up to? I mean, there's been some stories that went out before Christmas that intrigued a lot of people.
So we've been working on the sort of the stage, kind of the middle stage of the recording of the album, which is the pre-production. So first of all, the songs get written, and then we sort of look at the arrangements and maybe new ideas, putting things in, taking things away, and then we actually record it. So because Jaani was there at the inception of the writing, then myself and Adam and Vincent brought the songs together and made them into much more cohesive structures and added bits and took things away. And then Jaani's coming back into it now, almost like a fresh listener and to have that kind of new take on it, to then take it to the next level.
Cool. How's it sounding?
Oh, it sounds amazing. And now, I managed to have this little break from the songs. So, and I try to forget the songs. So when I come back here, I can listen to them as a listener, But now I hear all the stuff that the guys have been adding them, the drums and the basses and everything, and it's just amazing. And now it sounds like a band, and I'm just so blown away.
He's been crying about how good it is.
No way.
You didn't need to tell that.
Awesome.
Oh my God, that's really
awesome.
cool. That's what we want. We want people to cry.
So definitely, yeah.
Well, every time when we listen to the song, Ben is looking at me like, what is the reaction?
The cry
wow.
test.
Yeah.
And, if it's instantly a cry, it's like, yes, this is great. There's probably not much we'll have to do to this. But if he's like, what he says to me is he goes, what do you think I'm going to say?
Yeah, that's where we are already.
It's like past the tissues.
Well, yeah, he throws it out. He's like, what do you think I'm going to say about
and
this?
I
do. I normally know what you're going to say.
So often it's like, correct, yes, yeah,
I was going to ask.
What is that? I want to know what you're going to say. What's an example?
I think sometimes because well, you can be quite blunt about things, but that's fine. He'll just be like, "This bit's boring. That bit's boring. Make it more interesting. Make it more exciting." Or he said the new thing he's come up with. We sort of come up with together. He's like, "Oh, it just sounds a bit like Ben Rock."
Ben Rock.
Stock. It's not stock.
Yeah, basically.
Well, presets.
Yeah, you said,
straight from the factory. I'm like, okay, I've heard this before. You can do better.
Yeah, so there's been a couple of times when, like you said, a bit stock or Ben Rock.
Stock.
It's just stock. So
what do you do then? What's the next stage after it being Ben Rock? What do you do to make it not Ben Rock?
Well, first I make sure that he's okay with the situation because he's a sensitive guy.
Not too offended.
So
It sounds like you're quite, blunt and honest, Jaani, when you give Ben feedback and when you collaborate together.
yeah, but that's why it's working so well because he trusts me. Because I always tell him directly what I'm thinking about. So we trust each other so much. So it's so fast also, and he knows that I only want best for him and all for this song. So it's like I want to love every song in the album, and I really, really do. And I feel bad if I don't love it. And then we talk about it, like how can we make it work better? Because it's also like of course it's when a person writes a song, you fall in love with the song for many different kind of reasons. It could be because of the lyrics, or it could be from something from your past. It's something that influenced you when you were 15 or something. And I don't know that, It's like, okay, this part sounds like Ben Rock. It's because you were listening to all these horrible bands that, And then we talk about it, like, can we make it a bit darker and add some emotions there maybe, and then we start blending all the influences from, you know, from different directions.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
something that's been happening when things are a bit too Ben Rock, a bit too stock, is that you've been shaking it up, messing it up, making it more angular, making it more like surprising.
Yeah.
I think was a good word that you used to try and un-Ben Rock it, so it sounds more like this band rather than just a song, that idea that I've come up with, and I think that's been really good.
And and we've done that with every song. It's like always like let's go outside the box now.
Yeah,
Surprise me. Let's surprise ourselves. And you know, let's come up with something totally new. And we've because we trust each other so much, we feel so safe to try all kind of crazy ideas. So it's the process is so fast and easy nowadays.
What do you think defines a good producer-band relationship?
We know who's.
I mean, you've worked with so many different bands and artists. What do you see as a good relationship?
It wasn't who's a good band producer. It's producer band. So it's a Jaani question.
Well, you were saying about trust, and you were saying about, you know, connecting and you know, having that feeling of safety that you can try anything out with each other.
Yeah, no, I'm really picky with the artists that I want to work with. I need to love their music because, you know, it's I feel like it's my legacy also, and it's art. So I only want to work with the projects that I really like, and with the person that I like to work with also, because, you know, life is precious. I don't want to spend my life with dicks.
Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
That's going to be on the YouTube
You can call him
thumbnail.
on that one. Quote Jaani on that one.
It's going to be the title in the thumbnail.
I don't want to spend my life with dicks.
And yeah, and I enjoy, like, if a band asks me to produce their music in the style of this other band or this and stuff like that, I don't want to do that, you know. And there are people who are way better than me when it's just focusing on sounds and just polishing stuff. And I'm not interested of that. I love music as art, as an art form, and I really enjoy it when I can do it with the bands that let me into their process. And with these guys, I feel like I'm, you know, almost like a part of the band, and it's beautiful.
That's really cool.
Wicked.
How do you approach creating that sort of dark, cinematic, fantastical sound that Diamond Black have? Like, how do you create that? What's your process?
Yeah, we're always looking for the emotions, and I think that is the key thing with this band's music. And we need to find it from somewhere. And it's like, and today we've been working on that a lot. We had the song that was 80% there. It was like a good album song, but it was still like it was missing that darkness and that extra emotion that makes us cry.
Yeah.
Or me.
Wait, Ben, you didn't say you were crying too.
Oh, I was crying as well, but just at different times. Usually when he was telling me how bad the song was. So,
It's Ben Rock.
Whenever you hear the word talk, you cry.
So with this album, it's been a lot about the contrast. You know, it's like we're trying to combine beautiful things with more dirtier and dangerous things, you know, and lo-fi and hi-fi and dry and wet, you know, in a way. And I think it's like we're working with different kind of dimensions and layers in the music. It's like, maybe it's because we're so mixed up guys. You know, that nothing's clear and easy. We need to mix things up a bit. Like there's always something wrong. You know. Well, yeah.
Yeah, what's been really interesting about this whole bunch of new songs that Diamond Black's been doing is it's really hard to put it into any sort of genre. We were saying that today. It's not just like, you know, gothic rock. It's got a lot of other elements to it. And what do you think about where the sound of this album is going?
Yeah, it's going to a very unique direction, and we've been really celebrating the drums, for example, in these songs. It's just like something so bold, something so brave, and something that's not been it hasn't been done in this kind of genre to really use drums in that way.
Yeah, it's usually quite basic drums, isn't it?
Yeah, but this time it's so crazy, and then we have this crazy drum work happening, and then something really beautiful and minimalistic at the same time, just like these contrasts. And it's the mixture is so interesting, and same with the basses, you know, and how much they changed after the songwriting period. It's just like all of a sudden, like we have all these interesting new colors and some in some crazy way they work together. and
yeah, I definitely think that process from before, like the very start of the songs, where it was like the basic ideas before the drums and the bass were done properly.
Yeah,
the transformation that rhythm section has brought to the songs has really brought them to life. It made them feel much more musically sophisticated and mature, rather than just like duh duh duh, here's a song. It's the nuances and the synergy between the bass and the drums has brought so much to it, that I can't now imagine these songs without those parts.
exactly. And now it's been so cool because in this point already we can start muting things because the bass and drums are so cool. So we don't need all these cool extra elements or programming and hatcha-catcha here and there. It's just like, hey, let's enjoy the band, and you know, it's so cool. It's so different than it was before.
What does that feel like, Adam and Vinny?
It's because we've been out on the road a lot more, I guess, and growing as a band, playing together. We've got a really nice synergy, really nice locked-in rhythm section, alongside the brilliant melodies.
Yeah, I think Adam and I are a lot more cohesive now, because I think it's not just playing together. I think it's just hanging out together and you know, have drinks and meals together. I honestly think it with any bands if you spend more time as a unit, you kind of know the person, start to know the person. I speak for all of us, for the three of us, you know.
Well, I found this was particularly evident on one of the songs where you both sent me your bass and drum parts without hearing each other's bass and drum parts first. And there were so many bits where they locked in already, because you both kind of know what you do. And that was really, really fun to put it into the track and see, wow, this is syncing up so well. And it was just really, really, really good.
But good example was the one of the songs we were working with today was that really weird bass drum pattern in one of the middle parts, and we were just like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with that? Because it feels so wrong. It's like, why is it there? Why is he playing like that? And then it's like, that's amazing, you know.
And that exactly played into what you've been talking about bringing like danger to the melody and to this, because I was like, he's doing this double kick thing. You're doing this double kick thing in like a really kind of serene part of the song, and I know that you've put it in there because you're just like, well, look, I don't mind if you take it out, but here's an idea. But it's so weird and cool that we were like, yeah, fuck it, let's just keep it in. It sounds so good. It's such a well played part. And it just brings some new weirdness to that bit of the song.
And I really love it because, you know, it's something I would never program. Like, it was so weird. And then that's genius. like more of this stuff. This is so good, and it happens in every song basically. It's just like, what happened now? It's like, okay, what is going on? Beautiful. We can use all of these tracks and just highlight those things, and it's so amazing.
I keep wanting to try and one up myself and outdo myself on each subsequent song as well, and like do a better bass part than I've done on the previous one. So I'll keep trying to make them more interesting, and I think Vince is doing the same. We're just trying to make as much interest as we can throughout the whole album.
Yeah, you've done really good job. Really good job, and it's so inspiring for us here now, working with your tracks. It's just like, wow, okay, it's too easy.
I can't wait to be a fly on the wall.
Remember, Adam, I told you there's one song there, and I heard the bass line, the fill for like, I think it was 1-2 seconds. I was like, whoa, what the fuck is he doing? It's absolutely amazing. I kept on repeat that part. I was repeating.
Nice.
Oh my god, amazing.
Yeah. There have been some moments when we've been really laughing here because of some of the drum fills. Like, they are so crazy, and we're just looking at each other like, where did you find this guy? It's just like, and so
That's awesome.
Yeah,
we're really teasing our fans with this podcast, aren't we?
I think it's necessary. I think you've got to do this.
Well, I just really like that. I feel that everybody feels safe to bring the best of what they do and be given the space. Stuff like, there's that song that has the long drum intro, Vinny, and we just said to you, write what you want for this. It needs to be a drum intro, and you just do what you want. And what you came up with was like so brilliantly surprising, and yet still so like, yeah, fucking, you can sort of sing along with it. But it's something I never would have ever thought of. And I think it's been so nice giving each member of the band the freedom to just do the thing that you want to do. Like, and then we can always take things away, cut things back, and everyone's not being precious about, oh, but that thing I did, I spent, it's like, what's best for the song. So it's been really nice to have the freedom for all of us to do the thing that we like doing, whilst there being the bigger picture mentality in place of, okay, amazing, does it work for the song? Yes, no. So that's been really progressive.
This is such a good way for a band to work together, isn't it? Like, the way you're talking, it sounds like you really love the process, and you, as you said, give each other that freedom. It sounds really, like, rewarding.
Yeah, it is. And then you get the best out of people, and you can hear, like, I can hear people's happiness and enthusiasm in the parts that they're doing. Because you're not going to someone, oh, can you just do this stock thing on this thing? And it's like, oh, fucking, I've got to do that thing today. It's stock.
Doing what is best for the song is like the most important thing. Like, it's not about like just ego. It's about like making the best music we can.
Yeah, and I think we've all been in enough bands and stuff now to recognise that, and sort of understand that it's about making the songs
about the song,
because then everybody wins then if the song's really good.
Exactly. The fans win, we win, everyone wins.
Sloppy wins, Paulette wins.
Well, they always win.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, question for all of you. What do you think that fans will feel or take away from when they listen to the new record?
Well, I guess it's a little tricky to say at the moment because it's not finished. But from where we are at the moment, I think there's going to be a lot of really a real emotional connection with the songs. And as we said today, like the darkness that I think that we're bringing is not so much in using a big spooky pipe organ sound, and it's more about the authenticity of the emotion and the rawness of the emotion that we're bringing. That's the darkness, rather than it being.
Yeah, you've been so brave with the lyrics. It's so straight. You can really feel. You can really feel the songs, and then you right away when it's so straight, you start thinking about yourself and your life and reflecting things, and then woo, and it is dark, and this I think I told you like I think this is the darkest stuff you've ever done, because it's so honest. You can really feel these songs, and it goes under your skin, and it's brilliant. And today we were working with one of the songs, and we were thinking about the chorus lyrics. And you were like, maybe should we change the direction a bit and make it kind of deeper and something like that? And I was like,
no, you want it to be plain, a clear message that really hits people straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got a bit scared of that. Like, no, we've got to be more mysterious. But no, I think your first reaction, this was the crying song, by the way.
I need to know what song this is.
you will. So when you got emotional about that, why do I want to then come in and go, maybe we should make it more mysterious, maybe we need to make this like no, because it's having this effect, so let's keep that.
Wow.
It was crazy. It was the first thing in the morning. I was just sitting there listening to the song, and I'm like, oh my god, I was laughing at the same time, like, look at me, this is the best song ever, like, this is magic. And then Ben is like, how should we change the chord? Are you dumb or what? Like, this is real, this is, and if I feel like this, of course hopefully it's gonna be the same with the listeners also.
I'd say it's very sort of honest, introspective, but also positive as well. There's a positive message behind a lot of the songs, even though they're very dark.
Yeah, and we've been thinking about that also, like the state of the listener and how we want to leave them after this song. Like yeah. It was one of the cases today. You can explain.
Yeah, so again, it was an end of a song where
same song.
It was actually the same song where we originally had we'd had this outro in place that was musically interesting and took us back to bookended the song, and for songwriting reasons it was a good idea. And then Jaani was like, well, no, let's just take that away, see what it sounds like when you take that away, because then you're just left with this real emotion that this chorus has brought, and then that emotion that you leave the listener with is the strongest one of the song, rather than going down because it's musically correct to then go back to that section from before. And sometimes I feel that I do get weighed down with things like, but that's what songwriting has to do, when it doesn't have to do anything. And I often am hung up on, but we need to bring that back again, and that needs to do this, and if we don't do this, people will think we don't know how to write songs. Those sort of like, rather than, well, what actually feels right for this, let's break the rules, let's do what emotionally has the most effect, rather than the songwriting handbook tick.
And you have a lot of rules.
Yeah.
Wait, so Ben, you like to follow the rules, and Jaani, you like to break them. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and I think that's why this process works really well.
Yeah.
What's the most important part of writing or producing a song? What's the most important part of the song or the process to focus on? Is it the emotion then? Is it the way it feels, or is there something technical?
Yeah, it is the emotion. If you don't feel anything, then why to do that? Then if the song doesn't make you feel anything, would you listen to it again? I would
Probably not.
And it can be for many reasons. It can be something musically so amazing. It can be something emotionally so amazing. Whatever it is, but we need to find the reason to go back to that song. And the best case is if it's the different reason in different songs, because we're working with the album. So we're looking at everything as a whole package. Like, we need to have all these elements there and all these emotions, and it's the same with the instruments also. Like, we can't have the same drum fill there for many times in the album, and we can't use the same tricks in different songs.
Because having that difference in the music and the musical interest, I think it shows authenticity of how much we care about it, which then means people connect more with it, because then if we care about it, they care about it. So if there's that sort of laziness of just using the same bits again and again, or perhaps using the kind of lyrics that are really contrived that people have heard before, it feels like there's not been that much effort put in, and therefore it's not as authentic. What I find really interesting about working with you is you're one of the very few producers who's ever actually wanted to know what the songs are about, who wants to go,
Oh, really?
let's yeah, because what will often happen with productions, it will literally be that, how do we make the instruments sound good? How do we make them all sit next to each other? Rather than it being, what are we trying to make people feel with this song? And that can inform everything about what guitar sound you use and what synth sound you use, and how many times that bit goes around, and how you sing this part. But yeah, previously a lot of the production that I've been involved in had been just about, let's make it sound big, let's make it sound good, rather than what are we trying to make people feel. So we'll discuss the songs, the story of the song. Yeah, and absolutely do both. So discuss the story of the song. Where is the song happening? Like thinking about like a movie, and that's and I felt really comfortable to talk to Jaani about these things, and maybe previously with when working with other, like sort of didn't feel like they were really interested. It was like, well, that's irrelevant. We just make the drums sound good. So yeah, that's been different and important.
Yeah, and we talk a lot. It's and it's so important, you know. It affects everything. It affects the drum sound, for example, in this part. If in this part you are really broken, you know, that will affect the drum sounds in the production also. Or like today we were working with guitars, and all of a sudden, you know, we needed to do guitars that sound like we're underwater, because we were kind of drowning in that part, and then we're going to the light. So it all of this affects the frequencies we're using it with the instruments. You know, all of it's the lyrics, they affect the EQ we're using, you know.
Yeah, and it can inform things like the guitar sounds. So say you've got a song that is have these real senses of sort of loss and struggle in it, and then you've got this like blazing guitar solo that's like you've got your pink lycra on, and you're like, wow! It's like, this doesn't really reflect the song.
Yeah, for next album.
That'd be the next one. Like the triumphant album, most triumphant.
Skeleton Crew. That's one.
Yeah, and the way you sing, you know, it's like, okay, we have this chorus, and you start singing like really with a big kind of voice there, and being all strong and hunky, and then whatever, and then
just vest out.
Yeah, but listen to what listen to the lyrics, what you're actually saying there. It doesn't make any sense that you are being strong there now and singing in this kind of style with this kind of lyrics. You know, you're not there.
Yeah, totally. And you've really pushed me with my different like vocal palette. I always felt before like I had two sounds, quiet and loud, and now you've been making me do all sorts of different things. Like that thing today we did that was almost like Billy Corgan sort of thing.
Nice.
And
Smashing Pumpkins reference of the week.
And then there was the Manic Street Preachers thing that you told me to do.
Every time. Any Rick Mail?
Not this time, no. But yeah, so I really feel like you've been pushing me when it comes to finding different things and sounds in my voice that I felt either too scared to look at before, no confidence of doing before, whether that be a really interesting new soft sound or making me sing like you did yesterday higher than I ever in terms of like pitch.
And you were afraid to even try, and then we were like, whoa.
Wow, that's exciting.
Very happy campers.
Nice. It's a lot of teasing going on. I like it.
Cool. Jaani, you've produced all of Diamond Black songs. Am I right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Every single one. Do you have a favorite?
Ooh.
Well, with this album, I think it's like every day the song we're working with. I feel like this is the best song you've ever done. This is my favorite. And then comes the next one. I'm like,
I get that.
That's the best way to be as an artist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
and
going
now,
on the
and
up.
now when we've been working with all the 10 songs in these 3 days already, every song could be my favorite. They're all that good. Like there are no weak songs at all in this album. And we were talking about that also, like there could be some weaker ones. We don't need to love each and every one of those and blah blah blah, lying to ourselves and each other. And then, but we failed with that.
Yeah, well, it's. I mean, it is an. I believe someone from a really like huge band once said that you need to make less good songs on the album to make the better ones stand out.
Who said that?
So no names shall
Can't
be
write that many
mentioned.
good songs.
But and I agree. In a way, I do agree. And we've been approaching this song. We've been approaching these songs also like, hey, this is not a single. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't need to shine here. You know, we can leave it.
Yeah, we don't need to cut it down to
Smaller
3.5
and-
minutes
yeah.
because it has to
And
be.
it can
Yeah.
be a bit weird.
We don't need 10 singles.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe part of it is that instead of creating it not being a question of quality, it being a question of difference. So because the songs
And flow.
have variation, then inevitably not everybody's going to like every song the same, but every song will be somebody's favorite song. I think that's probably the way of approaching it because the songs are quite different, but it's not a quality thing; it's a taste thing.
It's all Diamond Black though.
Yeah, exactly.
It all sounds like us. Yeah.
Yeah.
All sounds the same. Like us.
That's really cool. Do you have a sort of behind the scenes moment that you can share with the fans that might be intriguing or exciting through the process of creating this new record?
Yeah, well, tomorrow we're gonna play some board games, and yeah, and I've been watching a lot of Antique Roadshow in a hotel. So it's been
best.
It's been really crazy. It's been
You get
really
into the
crazy
UK.
here.
Rock and roll.
Yeah. Rock and roll. Yeah.
Wait, what's your
There you
favorite
go.
board games? What are your favorite board games?
Well, you're the professional.
Oh,
I am the-
we
I am
talk
the
about board
player.
games every episode.
Of course.
We haven't done it for like 5 episodes.
No, we did. We spoke about like making the tarot cards and dominoes and stuff. And
Oh,
Mousetrap.
you guys said
last week.
Mousetrap, yeah. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
The other week, anyway.
Tomorrow we're gonna play chess.
Tomorrow we're going to play
Oh, chess is a good
It's getting
one.
real. Shit, it's getting real.
chess. And then I get to find out what sort of a person you really are because he's told me he's a bad loser. So,
Well,
see
do it
what
at the
happens.
end of the recording session instead.
Hey, just leaves tomorrow. Let's go.
Well, leave one song until after the chess game and then see how the depending
change
on
all
who
the-
wins or
change
loses,
the production.
Yeah,
that
so-
anger comes out in the emotion of the song. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, you get to find out a lot about a person when you play chess with them, don't you?
See,
We'll see.
That's it. At least aiming at that me.
I always lose anyway, so
I'm undefeated. That's
it's more
why.
about their tactics, isn't it? And basically mine just don't work. They're very flimsy and fall
I
down.
ain't gonna lose. But if it looks bad, if it's gonna look bad, then I will pretend that somebody's calling me and I have to fly home or something. I don't know.
okay.
I will not lose.
You've got. Well, we'll see, won't we? We'll see.
Me
I am-
and Ashley play chess, so we've too much. It got too intense, so now we just play Guess Who instead.
Guess who's pretty good. There's loads of different editions.
Of course, yeah.
So
Well,
Adam Vinny,
I'll
do you want
warn
to take?
you.
Okay.
I'll warn you that I'm fiercely below average at chess. So
So am I.
So the truth will be on Instagram tomorrow.
okay.
Yeah, Adam Vinny, do you want to take
Right.
bets on who's going to win?
No, because I don't know. I don't know their
I've
stats.
never seen either of them play chess, so I wouldn't know.
You never know.
I know,
Ben
I
might
know
be playing
Ben's
it
got
down.
a very competitive streak when it comes to board games, so I'll see it. He'll probably do anything in his means to win.
Right.
Watch out, Yanni.
We've got 30 seconds
him.
left. What is everybody most excited for about in 2025? Go.
This album.
I think
Giant
the same.
Black Album.
I think the same for
Absolutely.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Horses.
horses.
Hey.
Great. Fantastic.
Cool.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
Take
Wicked.
care. Have a good
Yes.
week. We'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Thanks, Yanni.
Bye, boy.